my best, okay?
Hey, you got that tough guy?
Just having
See
a
that
little fun,
crazy
Red.
robot dressed like
Keeping
a
the
bottle?
kid on his toes.
I don't give a mole rat's
Oh,
a gift
hey
how
there,
many
boss.
raiders there
The
are.
traders are a
In
real
here,
nuisance sometimes, aren't
my
they?
bar
I'm
and
really starting to
my
get
food.
suspicious about their leader, Lucy. Some shady shit is happening.
Thirsty work.
If you
from
tell me
the
about her
bar.
agenda, I'll
Don't
pay you a
worry,
good deal.
sweetheart.
Your
I
choice
got
on whether you want to
covered.
take it up.
Hi.
Hello, boss. Hello, boss.
Nisha really only has one rule around here. Don't get caught. Things are boring as... Hi.
Why, if it isn't our new overboss. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lucy. Good to see a nice raider. For once. The operators gave me this lab to develop prototypes for them. Sure beats sweeping the streets, that's for sure. Well, since you asked so politely... No, you're the overboss, not a glorified errand person. But now that you asked, I do have a favor to ask. Don't you know how hypocritical you sound? By the way, I'm not a raider. I'm a traitor. Call me stupid, but you'd make things a hell of a lot worse than they are now. It's complicated. Look, I don't know you. I'm not going to divulge my private information to a complete stranger. If you really, and I mean genuinely, want to help me, you can do a small favor for me. Why, of course. You'd think I'd ask you to do this for free? The entire peace treaty between several raider gangs is absolute horseshit. It can never last for any decent amount of time. I need you to find evidence of any wrongdoings and violations for the treaty. Holotapes, notes, that sort of thing. If you're serious about helping me, you'll do exactly as I ask. Now, run along.
You're all a bunch of psychopaths, and I love you for it. This is Raider Radio, and it's for you.
Yeah?
If you're wearing a collar, it's because... Remember that operator I gave a nose job? Well, she came around with some pals, tried to get a jump on me. Now I got 3 ops in that dumpster, the one where we stashed those chems. Didn't mean to kill them, but when it's 3 to 1, you gotta go hard. Ugh, they're starting to smell. Get a crew, a couple hacksaws, and some shovels. Meet me back there tonight. And for fuck's sake, erase this tape.
Huh? You a sheep or a wolf?
Hi.
So, you managed to find the evidence after all? Very well. My word is my bond. I'll tell you the conundrum facing Nuka-World, and maybe you'll understand why I want to keep the Raiders alive. The traders and the Raiders depend on one another. We need the Raiders to provide security, and they need us to keep on providing luxury goods. However, recent events have shown that unless drastic action is taken, the very chain of dependability would break down. I would need your help, and if you do help me, I'll make sure you're compensated much more than the Raiders could ever bestow upon you. And here's just a taste of your riches. If you work for me,
Over the screaming, Atlas yells that if he can convince these good men to set fire to themselves, imagine what he can convince the other couple hundred men.
your next assignment will take you to the Hebologist camp outside of Nuka-World. Their presence is interfering with the operations of one of my allies. I don't care how you go about it, but I want them gone.
Hi.
I asked you to deal with the Hebologists. Go now, unless you have some questions for me. Ugh, come back here. I'm not finished. I asked you to deal with the Hebologists. Go now, unless you have some questions for me. Those loonies scam people out of their money and suscept them to almost lethal doses of radiation, just because people fall for them. They're not included in my vision of Nuka-World, so wipe them out!
White flag goes up, and Hope herself walks right out the front gate. Says if Atlas gives his word that her gang is safe, she'll go free. Only
Yes, they're a massive threat to Nuka-World, and they must be wiped out. But if you mean combat prowess, I don't think they have any. Words are their only true weapon. You do that.
now I am told that on that day, the sun will not come.
Excuse me, gentle ma'am. Are you happy? Truly happy?
I'm not here for small talk. I think I'm fairly happy.
Then you are not truly and completely happy. I can show you the path to true happiness. The path to enlightenment through hubology. It can relieve you of
Shut
your
up, Grandma.
burdens. Help you find the true. It can also...
Right?
There's nothing else?
Here, 1 second combat next.
Wish there was some other way.
Really only has one rule around here. Don't get
You killed the Hebologists? Great work. Here's some caps for your trouble. Now that the Hebologists are gone, we can execute the next stage of my plan.
Excuse me.
The next step is for you to pay a visit to an old friend of mine. Particularly the director of the Nuka-World Institute. A key supplier here in Nuka-World. Her name's Masha. You see, they need a frequent source of test subjects, and we have an agreement that they only kidnap raiders. But paranoia between the raiders is running too high for us. We need to quash it before it becomes detrimental to our own business.
Bring back the love you stole. I can't stand being apart. I need you here to make me.
With carefully planned manipulation and subterfuge, anything's possible.
I ain't gonna lie to you all. Love hurts. It really does. I mean, that's what my friend said when he told me the story, and then I went and wrote a song about it.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand. So, just say the word and I'll teleport you straight to the Nuka-World Institute. Some people like humor. I'm not one of those people. Anyway, hold still, please.
Hey,
What I've seen so far is pretty impressive.
nut job. Right. Don't have the key.
You must be new here. I'm Derek. Welcome to the Synth Integration Bureau. Why, yes. We thought that treating synths like garbage was always detrimental to the productivity of the Institute. That, combined with all the constantly escaping synths and the increased likelihood of a bloody synth revolt, makes this a more practical choice. I'm responsible for ensuring that Gen 3 synths get equal rights to humans. And if they want to leave, they're most welcome to do so. We do mostly use Gen 2s for manual labor, as my honest opinion is that you don't need a super AI to mop the floor. Glad you're with us.
Hey there.
I don't know why the Institute treats their synths like garbage. An uprising there is inevitable.
Is everything fine?
my best, okay?
Hey, you shoot my help and you're gonna
Don't
go
worry
on
about
pushing
me.
that
I'll stay
You
alone.
got that tough guy?
Just having a little
Hey
fun,
there,
Granny.
boss.
Keeping
How's
the
it
kid on his
going?
toes.
I don't give a mole rat's ass how many raiders there are. In here,
Aside from the paranoia of the boogeyman striking from any corner, nothing noteworthy. How's it going? I'm fine, thanks for asking. Hey there, boss. How's it going?
Man, you look like hell. How long has it been since you slept?
You'll pay for this.
He knew I was the real deal. So first he says, man, I am impressed. You're the real deal, Red
If you
Eye."
can take something,
Hi.
Yippee yay, there'll be no wedding bells.
That's what I like to call improvement, sir. More efficient. Let's go try it out.
I take it Masha paid you well for the previous task. We had an arrangement that she was the one to pay you this time. You're making a bigger deal out of this than it needs to be. You got paid, after all. Potentially bad news. It depends on the circumstances. As you may or may not know, there's a chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel around Nuka-World, which is an imminent threat. I really hate ordering you to do this, but you need to wipe them out, for the sake of our safety and the Institute exiles. Here, I've marked the coordinates on your map. No debates on it. This is your order, and I fully expect you to carry it out to the letter.
amazing that it survived the war.
Nice.
What the f do you want? A magical fairyland with pixie dust and rainbows. What do you think, Jack? Well, since you asked so politely, look, we really don't need a random wastelander to come inside our bunker. If you really want to come inside, you better do a favor for us. One of my knights has gone to Kitty Kingdom to find pre-war tech, but hasn't returned. If she's alive, bring her to me. If she's not, bring me her holotags and any holotapes you can find. I'd say good luck, but you'll need a whole lot more than luck anyhow. Yeah, you get what I ask you to get? We'll talk inside.
Yeah? Yeah?
So, you managed to get the holotape and holotags where my dear Sarah has failed. Don't get too cocky about it, though. That isn't the most difficult mission that you'd face as an initiate. But, before you go out on the field again, I'd like to tell you a bit more about our chapter. Our chapter is splintered from Elder Maxon's ragtag group in the Commonwealth. We want to storm the Institute and take it for ourselves. But Maxon insists on blowing it up. We find that completely unacceptable. Our long-term goal is to destroy that Brotherhood chapter and then take over the Institute for ourselves. But we have problems a little closer to home, which prevent us from going to the Commonwealth in the first place. You don't see the appeal in having clean water, clean furniture, clean everything, uncontaminated food, and world-class healthcare? The other groups who despise the Institute are idiots for wanting to piss away that technology. But the Institute is too busy playing God with its pointless synths to do anything to help the surface. Keeping the facilities intact is an acceptable middle ground. Exactly. Glad I don't need to explain the problem, then. All of the raiders need to be wiped out. Every single one of them. Scum. If it wasn't for our limited numbers, I'd probably say that we stormed the place. Thankfully, Scribe Claire has been keeping an eye on the raiders for quite some time. She has a plan which requires an extra pair of hands. Dismissed, soldier.
So the Nuka-World Brotherhood is fully annihilated. I know that this may have been very difficult, but it had to be done. So the Nuka-World Brotherhood is fully annihilated. I know that this may have been very difficult, but it had to be done. Here's a lot of caps. You need them after everything you've gone through.
Excuse me.
Your next duty is to place our flags on the poles in each section of Nuka-World. Now go, and do this duty, I guess.
Do you enjoy that lovely glowing mist? Feels great to us. Why, we've got sprayers all over Kitty Kingdom to keep you cool and irradiated.
Hi.
Oh good, you've returned. I hope that you made use of all the resources available here, because I have a task which can jeopardize your standing here. I need you to get rid of Masha. Yes, okay, you may have been under the illusion that Masha and I are best friends for life, but this isn't the case. In fact, our visions of how Nuka-World should be are ideologically incompatible with one another. The reality is that we can't simply coexist, which is a massive shame, as she's otherwise a great business partner. But my people come first, and I need to liberate them from the clutches of the raiders. So, you see the dilemma here. Perfect. Masha is a habitual drug user, and just a little bit of psycho is fatal for her heart. Or you could improvise a poison if you know your chems. Once it's done, report back to me at the Fizztop Grille basement.
Hi.
I have a variety of items that should prove useful in your surface missions.
Hey there.
My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
There's something Glad that's
Engaging.
There's something over there. Please, no.
Scanning.
There's something
Order of the Institute. You must destroy.
Excuse me.
Now that Masha's gotten rid of, we can execute my final plan. I want you to kill all of the raider leaders. Nisha, Max, Will, and Mason. They must all caps for the safety of my people. Unfortunately, yes. We have limited resources at our disposal, and you're the only hope we got. No, you're not. You have no choice but to kill the raiders now. Remember what you've done. You replaced Greg, and you killed Masha. There's no turning back now. It's an order, not a suggestion. I knew that I could count on you. Best of luck. My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
Them rad roaches.
Now, how did you think that was gonna
You ain't
end?
standing out, you ain't worth looking at.
Please, just don't hurt me.
What?
Just working hard, like always. Seems like the work never ends. But I'll get it done, somehow.
Well, that was fun. Should do it again.
Things will get better. One day. There's machines here that used to spray kids with Nuka-Cola.
Hey.
What was wrong with those people?
I think I got something.
New boss, huh? Don't worry. I don't cause problems.
No?
Hey there.
Thank you for getting rid of the raiders. Much appreciated. I think it's time for a celebration, but not in this dump. I'll meet you at the top of the power plant. Hope to see you there soon. Ugh, come back here. I'm not finished.
Hi.
My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
That's over with. There's something about... Stop right there.
Another way.
Good. You've arrived. Before we celebrate, I need you to turn the power on. Ugh, come back here. I'm not finished.
You're not fooling me. Get lost.
Good. You've arrived. Before we celebrate, I need you to turn... Ugh, come back here.
Oh boy. That's it.
My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
Hey there.
My dear friend, I miss you terribly. My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
Nobody cares.
My dear friend.
Yep.
I miss you terribly.
Excuse me.
My dear friend, I miss you terribly.
I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
Is there a problem?
Nope, no problem. Just wanted to check in. The world out here? It's probably going to be dangerous. I expect things will get ugly.
How are you doing with all this?
It's not easy, but I was a soldier. Sure, I've been through a lot, but I can handle it.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
You're strong, you're tough. You've managed to survive out here, but you should be wary. The Commonwealth is a dangerous place.
At least we're trying to help people.
That's true. You know the risks we take in this line of work. And from what I've seen, people change. Who were you before all this?
I'm just doing what it takes to survive out here. This is who I am now. You need to get used to it.
I'm not sure that's such a good idea. All we've been through? I've already seen you at your worst. It wasn't what I was expecting from you, but it hasn't changed anything between us.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself.
Words any former soldier can appreciate. Whatever it is, we can handle it.
My dear friend,
to start
never changes. War never changes.